is back up, obviously, after a couple weeks away. Just a little hope to see from him and maybe just all around from the D-League.
Well, from him in particular, he's a veteran defenseman that spent some time down there. We want him to get his legs moving a little bit better and find some pace to his game. And I feel good about bringing him and putting him back in. He's played in the league before. He's been played many games, and it's not like you're bringing up a rookie. So expect a good night from him.
He talked about playing with a chip on his shoulder, and when you're young, you kind of play with that nervousness all the time. He feels that maybe you just get complacent. That, you know, he was a guy in the East anyway. He played a lot of the other team's top guys in the defensive zone. What was lacking in his game, Todd, that you feel he can get back to?
Well, I'm not going to use the word complacent because I didn't have a relationship at all with him in the past, and when he played out East, I didn't pay a lot of attention to him. I just know my experience with him. I think he has way more in the, in the bag than he's given us. I think he knows that too. Just the pace, the execution in the game, playing with some authority, and I believe he can get back to that. Careers are long, and maybe you do get into a stale segment, and sometimes you just need to be jolted a little bit. And he's still an NHL caliber defenseman that we're going to count on.
Can you extend that same metaphor for a guy like Justin, who, let's face it, had a very exasperating night on Saturday in Denver, had some tough moments. You got him, appears as though with nerves, he's a young player, but maybe just a comment on what you need out of Justin and how he needs to elevate.
Yeah, well, our D will be all over the map tonight, I can tell you that, so don't read too much into the morning skate. Once we settle on a pair, we may go with that. But Justin is again, based on my experience and watching him more in the Western Conference with my time in San Jose, much more in his bag as well. You got to show up at the rink and be confident. You got to believe that you can do it. You got to exude a presence, and then you got to go get it. And he's got to bring that to the table, and then let the game fall where it might. I think there's been a lot of, in the past year, a lot of focus on his physicality or his ability to battle. I think he's a smart player. Needs to use the mental part of the game a little bit better. But just execute like you've been there before. Execute like you're going to do it again. Play with some authority. And he can do that. He can do that, but he's got to believe he can do it.
Todd, when you look at just how quick things have changed from the win streak to what's happened recently, but at home you guys have been strong. How do you feel about just trying to finish off and heading into Christmas with the win, stopping one streak? Well,
every game's its own monster, I think. It's great to string some of them together and have wins. It's not so good when you're losing. It's a one-game affair for us. It's 3 periods. In review, we won some games here at home that maybe we shouldn't have. We won some on the road that we maybe shouldn't have, but they all even out. We also lost a few here and there. So we'd like to go into the break feeling good about ourselves and confident about our game. Does that include a win? I don't know. I think if we do things right and we pay attention to what our responsibilities are on the ice and execute them, we give ourselves a real good chance. It never guarantees a win or a loss, but it certainly improves the odds. So we'll be looking to do that tonight, and we'll see what happens.
Do you have any update on Brandon Davis?
Not going to play tonight, and we'll evaluate him after Christmas.
Todd, forgive the out-of-town
No problem.
question. You were a rival and opponent with the Oilers for many years. So now you're here. What's been your most important discovery of this team?
I believe so far for us as a staff, and maybe that when I say staff, you can expand it past the coaching staff, but everybody that's been new into the organization, was the fact that we had to tackle some mental barriers within the organization. The fact that we could perform and perform well, and when it wasn't going good, for everybody here, I use the term folding your hand. We've got to hold our cards longer and not fold our hand. Really tried to drum that into the players. They've grasped it at times, they've let go a little at times, but it's been strong. We're trying to get more structure in our game, trying to fight the injury bug, which we can't control, but so those 2 areas, the structure and the belief system, were big starting points for us, and they still are. We've still got to push there.
Thanks, Todd.